Hello, everyone. My name is Tamyara Brown. Who am I? I am an author, blogger, website designer, as well as a publishing consultant. And today, you are on B.L.A.H Diaries, broke, lonely, angry, and horny. And I am going to be discussing celibacy and my journey of it. So, I tell people that I'm well aware of being broke. I understand that. I understand about loneliness. I understand about being angry. And I definitely understand about being horny. And so my journey began in 2008. And so a couple of things happened. In 2007, the love of my life at the time came home from being incarcerated, and we were in love, and we made a lot of love. And then in 2008, he was incarcerated. And so I made this commitment to say, yes, I'm going to stay and wait for him and not have sex. So it began the journey. But in part of the journey, so many other things had happened. My son was diagnosed with FSGS, which is a rare kidney disease. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so the journey of celibacy began kind of with my permission and without my permission. And so I was like, I'm on this journey. I'm going to do this. I can do it. And then I met this guy, and he was, I'm very transparent. So he was my ex at the time. Well, now he's my ex, but he was his counselor, and so he kind of wooed me, and things happened, and we had sex, right? So I was kind of like, it was fun. And then I found out he was married, and I got my feelings a little bit caught into it, and then I realized, did I want to go on this journey? Because did I want to go on this journey of desperately seeking sex, right? Because I'm lonely, I'm broke, I'm angry, and I'm horny, and I'm dealing with my son being sick, and I'm dealing with the issues of breast cancer and the side effects and all of these things, and I'm just getting my life back. And this all happened from 2007 to 2009. And so I made a decision. And it was probably the scariest decision in my life. But I think it was in 2009. I said, you know what? I'm going to take this journey and this pledge for myself. Because at the time, I was doing it for the person that I was dating. And it was definitely not working out, okay? I am not going to lie to y'all. It was not working out. It was like, listen, I want to have sex. It's cute, right? And it was not working out because I didn't do it for me. And I didn't do it for the right purposes. I did it for the wrong reasons. And one of the wrong reasons was I was trying to please him. And I wasn't really sure where our relationship was. And I was so angry at him for, going back to jail when he was shortly out. And so many factors. Dealing with my son being sick, I needed some relief, and I went towards that way. And when I found out he was married, it was just definitely not something that I'm proud of. But I immediately ended the relationship because I never wanted to mess with anybody's husband. And as I got older, I realized something. This was just a journey. And so 2009, I took the celibacy oath. And 2009, then 2010, then 2011. And it just kept going on because I was taking care of my son. And there were times where I would say, God, I miss sex. God, I miss being. But I don't know if I miss sex or I miss companionship. Well, I miss both. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. I miss sex and companionship. I missed all of it. But then I didn't even want to be in a relationship because I was still on and off with Lloyd, with the gentleman that I was in love with. I was like, you know what? I want to be with him, but I don't want to be a part of the ride or die chick, like, because I'm not a ride or die chick at all. I failed miserably at that. I'm just gonna tell y'all that I take vacations. I be like, Lloyd, I can't come to Attica and deal with being frisked, and it was just something about that. So I failed at that part, and I failed at our relationship because it's so much to dating a guy that is incarcerated, but it's also then that it was the test of, okay, now I'm celibate, but I'm still lonely. So the whole process of broke, lonely, angry, and horny is telling you my journey. I know what it's like to be broken. So I'm not just talking financially. I'm also talking about being broken inside. And so when you're broken both ways, when you don't have no money and you're broken inside, it's just a terrible mix. Being lonely, meaning that you're in a house full of people but you still feel alone, or you're in a relationship and you're alone, or you're in friendships and you're alone. And so you're all alone, and it's something that you have to deal with, because if you're not at peace with yourself, if you don't have this immense happiness and this overwhelming joy with yourself, meaning, can you sit in a room by yourself? Because a lot of people can't be by themselves because they do not know how to enjoy their own company. And then angry. Listen, I'm not going to say that the angry black woman stereotype is right or wrong, but I think that a lot of times we're angry because we've dealt with loneliness, and we're dealing with brokenness, and we're dealing with maybe not so much horniness about sex, but horniness about who we are, and horning and wanting things, wanting a better career, wanting a better house, wanting your children to listen to you, wanting your husband to respect you, wanting the society to respect you, and none of those things are coming to pass. And so we tend to just say, we got the weight of the world on our shoulders, bullet holes in our cape, because we're supposed to be superwoman, especially because we're African American. We have to be superwoman. We're not taking care of ourselves. We're not taking care of our mental health. And so all of those things are why broke, lonely, angry, and horny exists today, because I was all of those women, except I suppressed my anger. So my anger would show in tears. My anger would show where, just sometimes I would just check out and say, I don't want to deal with people. I can't be friends with people. And that's what led to celibacy, because a lot of it was I was so angry at myself for choosing the wrong guys. And I was like, I can't give nobody all this good loving that I got, that I have, and give him all this good loving for it to be violated. And I do believe that a woman, and it's something that my Aunt Cookie told me, that a woman's vagina is her gold. And if you treat it as such, the man will treat it as such. And he will respect it. And sometimes if you're giving all your gold, then that gold, the weight in the gold becomes less. You know what I'm saying? It's like the value is taken away from it. You're a diamond, but if you flaw that diamond, then nobody wants it, right? And so I've come to the conclusion, and I understand now that more than ever, loving your vagina, meaning it's not giving it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and not to every dick, right? Especially every dick. But I say that to be honest. Like, I just did not want to have all these bodies on me. I didn't want all these bodies on me saying, yeah, I screwed so-and-so, and I screwed this person, and I screwed all these people. And that's all I did, was I was having sex. You know what I'm saying? And I was feeling like, okay, I'm going to have sex, and I'm going to just have sex, and I'm going to just have sex, but I'm not getting love, and I'm not getting companionship, and I'm not getting the hugs that I deserve, and I'm not getting the good conversation. And if I'm going to do that, I just feel like I'm an all-or-nothing person. I just can't go halfway. Like, I want it all, meaning if I'm with a guy, you just can't give me sex, and you just can't give me, we had sex and that's it, and maybe 2 biscuits and chicken. No. I just feel like we as women have to value our coochie and our bodies. And I say coochie because that's the word I love, right? I say that because we keep devaluing our vagina. We keep devaluing ourselves as a woman. And that celibacy for me helped me understand that I didn't have to be with some dude to make me complete. I want a dude, right? I want a husband. I just don't wait. And let me rephrase that. I just don't want a dude. I want a husband. I really do want a husband. I want a husband who is willing to love me unconditionally. I went to an event, You Don't Know My Story, and I was so excited. It was such a great event. It was long, but it was great. And one of the things that I came to the conclusion is that, wow, this woman said that when I got my husband, she said he didn't have to tell me he loved me. I could just look in his eyes and see that he loves me. He showed me that he loved me. And sometimes girls and women, And I say that because we all know teenage girls are having sex, believe that the way love is shown is by how he makes her feel for that brief moment or hours. I'm hoping for hours, right? When I do have sex, hours. But that brief moment of intimacy, and that's it. So we had sex, and it was okay, and that's it. So you get where I'm at right now. Like, we had sex, it was good, and then it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, sometimes we settle just for sex, and and for the life of me, I can't understand that. Why are we settling for sex? Why are we dealing with just temporary relief? And I found out that it's because we feel like that's all we deserve. And if I only and then I have a low patience, like I'm crazy in my own way. I'm not gonna allow you to beat up on me and mistreat me. I'm just not. And sometimes we have that issue where women are being beat up on and mistreated just because they in love with the D. You know how they have that D challenge? And I feel like that D gotta respect me. In order to even kiss it, you gotta respect my coochie. You gotta respect the coochie, and meaning you gotta earn the coochie. Because back in the people give a coochie away like it's government cheese. Like, he brought me some Cheetos, I'm gonna have sex with her. Yay! You know, like, I can't understand that. So as I'm serious. I know people give it away for Chinese dinners and like, seriously, we gotta get. And I know that that's a lot of issues in mental health and emotional health that's going on, lack of self esteem, but there's a lot of things that go on in my life, right? Because I would rather say that for me, and I'm just speaking on my behalf, I would rather wait to have sex with somebody I love, whether he becomes my husband. And the goal is for him to become my husband, like I got his last name, and we live in a union, and we have companionship, and we are dating, and we respect each other, and we love each other, and we are not just we're by each other's side, meaning he don't have to be by me all the time, but we just know that we're a team, right? And so that for teamwork, it makes the marriage and the dream work means a lot to me. And I've always wanted to be a wife. At the time of from the time I was 6 years old, and I read the book Cinderella, honey, I knew that my Prince Charming was coming. And I think that has a lot to do with why I'm still celibate. I mean, it's going on year 12 that I've been celibate, and I have to be honest. I waited for a reason. I waited because I love me more than anything else, and I didn't like the feeling that I felt when I was just having sex with this guy. It just did not feel good. Meaning, no, the sex felt all right, but it wasn't where I was, because right after we finished, I felt cheap, and I was like, oh, I can't feel like that. And even in relationships, I'm not a promiscuous person. I started out in a serious relationship, and with my first with the first person, and we kind of had 6 children together and all those good things, and there was times that I knew that he didn't want to have sex with me, and there was times that I didn't want to have sex with him. Now, on the other hand, the guy that I told you that was now that was my boo. He could just call me, and I'd be like, I'm leaving work. I'm leaving work. I'm just gonna come on home, and because he made it so pleasurable, and not just pleasurable in the physical sense, but more of the mental and the emotional sense. Everything was in alignment. And sometimes that it's hard to, for me, it's hard to get someone. I think that's where I'm at right now. Like, can I get somebody to be on his level or on a better level? Because it was very emotional. We really loved each other and cared about each other, but I just couldn't deal with his prison life and other situations that he had going on. And I'm being quite honest, it was hard. And it's hard now to be single and celibate. And I'm going to tell you why. You want to date, but then you got to tell somebody you just ain't getting no coochie, period. Like, that's the first thing you have to say. That's a disclaimer. I'm having a good time with you. I love this chicken and this steak that you bought me and the shrimp, but you're not getting the cooch. Don't even worry about it. Don't even set yourself up. We can't Netflix and chill because I don't want to just have random sex with somebody. And as much as I miss it, I just don't want to have random sex with somebody. Number two, diseases are real, and even though we have protections and stuff like that, you know, I believe this as well, that a woman, a man goes in, every time you go inside, a man goes inside of you, he takes a piece of you. And him taking a piece of you, you lose some of yourself. And I feel like if I'm going to give a piece of myself to someone, it's going to be someone that has earned it, who has respected me, who has treated me like the queen that I am, and I can see and feel that he is the king meant for me. And that's so important to me. It's like when I begin to date, and I'm afraid to date because I'm so rusty. Like I'm like, when I get around guys, I am so nervous. I am the girl that you don't have to worry about it. I am the girl that's sweating profusely. I'm like talking 20 miles an hour. I'm jumbling my words because I haven't dated. I don't know how to date, right? I have no clue. I was in a long time relationship. He was like, I like you, you like me. Now I'm just and we kind of just went on from there because it was from my teenage first love. I don't know what a date is. So that's something that I had to really realize too, that when you're in a relationship, when you're dating, there's new rules to this. Like, dating is not in the 90s. This is 2018. This is new. Like, everybody Netflixing and chill. Nobody don't go out to dinner. Nobody cooks dinner no more. So I'm like, what do you do when you go out on a date? Because the guy is expecting to do the D challenge with the V or the cooch. D is trying to get to C because he been waiting. And you got to tell him, listen, I'm celibate and I'm not having sex with you. I want to, but that's just not going to happen. And then you have to worry about the games. And like, I live in Buffalo, New York, and it's so small. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody. And everybody that has sex with somebody. So then you got to worry about baby mama drama. Like, I just got these fears, right? I'm telling you my fears. I have fears of baby mama drama. That's my husband. That's my husband. I'm not over my husband. Psycho girls. Crazy girls. You gotta have to punch her in the face girls. Like, whew. So, like, I feel like I'm gonna have to leave Buffalo to find my husband. Because I know everybody here, and I know what some of the dudes do here. I'm going to have to leave Buffalo. I know I'm going to have to leave Buffalo because it's like, like, cousins have slept with cousins. And you're like, oh, that's your cousin? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too close to home. And because I don't like drama and because I don't like mess, I try to steer myself away from it. And it's being in Buffalo has actually made 11, and seeing what a lot of people are going through in their relationships with guys that they say, well, that they've had sex with, and just these one night stands have turned into horror stories, And I'm gonna be honest. I know that I go to counseling, but people mental health is all screwed up, and you don't know you don't know if you're dealing with crazy Becky, who is actually crazy, or crazy Sam, because dude might be bisexual. I mean, it's so much barriers. And I guess my question is how do I get over those fears, and how do we get over those fears of dealing with the fact that I'm scared out of my mind to date. I want a husband. I want to have sex, but I don't want to have sex with a random stranger, and I don't want to have sex with somebody who's just going to play games, and they just like, I want to have sex with Tamyara because it's been 11 years, so I know that's that good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to play games, and I think I'm waiting. I'm learning to be patient. And no, I'm sorry, I mastered being patient. I'm learning. No, I mastered being patient because I think that we have to wait for the right person. I think that in the process of the 11 years, if someone asked me and said, what are you being patient about? I would say that I've learned that I can live without having sex. I can say that celibacy isn't as bad as people think it is. There are times that I have been lonely. There are times that I have been horny. There are times that, because that's a part of nature. And no, I'm not afraid of sex. And no, there's no issues. And also the fact that I'm a plus size woman. That is another factor in my life. As a plus size woman, I'm still dealing with issues of taking care of me. And I don't think that you have to lose weight to have sex, because it seems that, it's stated that in like the porn world, plus size women, BBW, I think that's what it's called, big and beautiful women, it's like high on the ranks of one of the number one spots of what people watch on these porn sites. So that's something that a lot of people, that's not that, my brother will tell me it's not an issue for you. It's your issues, it's your hangups. And I'm very particular, you know what I'm saying, about what I want. And I think it goes back to settling. For so long, back in the day, I settled for what people said. When I was with my first ex, wasn't, we were young, so we don't know if we did it right. But with the second guy, I'm going to tell you something, he did it. He did it. He put the vadum on Tamyara, because I was like, oh, is that what you do? Oh, that's nice. And so, it was like, it was mind blowing. And then I was like, oh, am I going to meet somebody that measures up to him? Or am I going to be the girl that's out of whack? I'm older now. I'm 44 years old. Am I out of whack? What do I have to do? I got some gut, I got some rolls, I got things going on. Those are all those insecurities. And sometimes I know for me, being celibate meant conquering my fears, conquering all the things that I was afraid of, because that happens so often that we just say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with my feelings today. I'm not going to deal with the fact that I'm scared. I'm just going to roll with the punches, right? So that's what I've done. I've learned to roll with punches that scare the crap out of me. They scare the absolute crap out of me. And the reason it scares the crap out of me is because I don't want to go into dead-end relationships. My first two, the relationships that I've been in have not worked out. And intimacy is so important. I'm not just talking about sex, because I'm even celibate. So some people are just celibate from sex. I'm celibate. I've been celibate against intimacy, companionship, and relationships. So that's 3 levels of celibacy. And then there's the time where you have the blues about that. I'm not having sex. I'm not sleeping with someone because, listen, I'm really, really dealing with a lot of levels of celibacy. Celibacy goes deeper than, for me, I believe, is sex. Celibacy is about your emotional. Are you allowing yourself to attach to someone? Are you allowing yourself to be in a relationship? And the question is, no, I'm not. I'm not allowing myself to be in a relationship because of those fears and those insecurities. I chose to be celibate from sex, but I think that subconsciously I allowed it to expand in a way that I never thought it would expand, that I just cut off being in relationships with men. Meaning, it was very difficult. Even when, like, the person that was incarcerated, I would just strictly go into talking about my job. And I would just say, I love you, but this is what I really want to do. And so what is those roadblocks? Was it because he went to jail? And it just said, you know what? Every time I give a relationship a chance, there's another roadblock. Every time I put myself out there, there's another saying, oops, that's not the one. So now I'm waiting. And that wait is so scary because I'm 44 years old now. Where's my Mr. Right? Is he anywhere? Is he gone? Am I never going to get him? Then you got that. And so now, like, I'm doing Kegels and I'm serious, I'm Kegling and everything. Like, I'm doing B.L.A.H and making sure my cooch is, not dysfunctional. And then, men, dealing with the fact that I had early menopause. So I got a lot of things going on. And so, are you afraid of sex? Are you afraid of intimacy? And I know that a lot of people may not be listening now, or I don't think anyone's listening at all. But I think that join. What if you were celibate? First of all, my question is, could you be celibate for 11 years? And if so, why? Have you been celibate from intimacy as far as relationships and companionship? Because like you can hang out with your homeboy and not have sex with him. You can go to the movies. You can give a hug. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna just extend my hand and shake it. Maybe because I'm thinking that I might jump his bones or something like that. But I'm just saying, those are the things that sometimes we are afraid of, and we have to get better with that. I mean, I have to get better with that. And if anybody's dealing with that, it's something that we do have to address. How do we get over our fears of being intimate as far as having male relationships? How do we get over being at fear of having a friendship with men, and also saying, listen, I'm your friend, I'm cool to hang out with, I'm cool to date you, but we just not having sex. Why are we not having sex? It's because this is a choice that I've made. And will men say, I ain't gonna be your friend no more, girl. I was thinking I was gonna tear that. I was gonna tear that ass up. And it didn't happen. And it doesn't happen. So those are the things that I'm working on. And so let me take a brief break and do a little bit of a reset. Who am I? I am Tamyara Brown. I am an author, blogger, website designer, as well as a publishing consultant and the host of B.L.A.H Diaries, Broke, Lonely, Angry, and Horny. And the purpose of this podcast is to really debunk broke, lonely, angry, and horny, to help women and help myself as well. So this is a twofold podcast. It's not about just telling you what I know. I know about broke, I know about lonely, I definitely know about angry, and I know about horny. So every Monday at 9 o'clock, we will be talking about different issues that I've dealt with, that I'm dealing with, and how I'm trying to get out of it. And hopefully I'm in the future will have guests and talk to different people. On Friday, it's Friday Music Hype. I am a music fan. I love rap music. I love R&B. I love all types of music. And so my goal and my hope is to interview up and coming rappers and performers and producers and anybody who will come on Friday Music Hype and get to celebrate on them. This is definitely a no. I don't want to talk about what they did wrong and how many baby mamas they have and jail convictions or none of that. I want to talk about how they thrived in this music industry, how they have become from the bottom to the top, how they're rising as they're growing as an indie, whether they're indie or whether they're signed to a label. Those are the things that I want to kind of address. Also, I am an author and I have books. Yes, I have books. You can find me on Amazon, Tamyara Brown, and my name is spelled differently. My name is Tamyara Brown, and my books are Blues Treasure, Love Has No Waist Size, Fat Girl Vigilante, I'm Still Here. Actually, I have a short book called I'm Still Here, Gatekeepers of Secrets. I have 2 books that are coming out in April, Cash and Money and B.L.A.H Diaries. B.L.A.H Diaries is actually the fictional version of the story of what I'm talking about, and this is how this podcast got developed. Also, I want to celebrate on a couple of people who have books coming out. Amber White Allen has The Ready Woman with a bunch of other authors. It's an anthology. You can get that copy on Amazon, and you can reach out to Amber White Allen. Bonita Whitlock has a book coming out. Actually has 2 books. A children's book, Counting Can Be Fun, as well as how to take care of your health and wellness while running an in-home daycare. So guys, I want you to go out and support. Our Curls Inc. is a nonprofit organization We provide free wigs and makeovers as well as support services. Our mission and our goal is to support women who are battling cancer through emotional, spiritual, and as well as financial support. Well, not financial, but emotional, spiritual, as well as emotional support. And so on March 20th, we have our first support group, and that will be at the Ralphie E. Green Center. We also have a wig pop-up that's coming up on the 11th, which will be at Edward R. Saunders in collaboration with the CAO. Thank you, CAO, so much for supporting us. April 27th, Our Curls Inc. will have our first annual gala, and it is called the Ribbon Ball. And the Ribbon Ball's purpose is to educate people on all cancers. And our mission and our goal for this is faith, hope, and cure. I figure if we know what's going on with our bodies, if we understand the side effects, what causes cancer, how is it prevented, as well as how we are going to be able to survive it, it will be able to help you. We're going to have 3 live demonstrations. It's going to be a cocktail style gala. Come out and join us. If you can't join us, sponsor a ticket for a cancer survivor. You can go on Eventbrite and it will be under Our Curls Ribbon Ball, or you can go to www.ourcurlsinc.org to purchase your tickets. Again, that link is www.ourcurlsinc.org. You can purchase my books at www.tamlovestowrite.com or Amazon and download your copy of Blues Treasure, I'm Still Here, Fat Girl Vigilante, Cash and Money, which will be coming out as of April 2nd, and B.L.A.H Diaries will be out April 3rd. It'll be my first time releasing a double release. Also, I am on Medium, and I have a wonderful blog, and it has Friday Music Hype, it has Shiros, it has so many different things that I've written about. It has short stories, a variety of things, and you can find me on my website again, www.tamlovestowrite.com. You can follow me on Instagram at tamlovestowrite39. You can follow me on Twitter at tamlovestowrite. On Facebook, you can go on my fan page, tamlovestowrite/Tamyara Brown. So, whew, that is long, right? Okay, I'm going to shorten that up. But I just want you guys to connect with me and we can kind of talk. If you are celibate or have been celibate longer than 11 years, please hit me up and let me know what was your experience, why you did it, what was your choice, so that we can connect. I want to thank you so much for listening today to B.L.A.H Diaries, Broke, Lonely, Angry, and Horny. My name is Tamyara Brown. I'll be back on Friday for Friday Music Hype, where I'll be interviewing my brother, Kareem. So, guys, thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.